Hey, this is Miles Tomzak, and this is my roundtable discussion about my research question. So, my research question, I decided to look at political party affiliation and how it's determined by race, age, and gender in the United States. So, I decided to do this because I think it's a really important topic for us as a nation, sociologically and morally, because of the fact that I think political party identity and stuff really divides us as a culture and as a nation, because we're not if we're not we're supposed to be striving towards the ultimate goal of being like a successful nation and being a successful society. But with all the judgment and all the stereotypes that are held against the different political identities, it's kind of hard to look past somebody, especially once they bring up who or what they align with politically, because that's when you start to lose people in conversations, is when they start to bring up politics, because of the fact that if you vote a different way, you're supposed to act differently or be a different person. But anyway, and that's why I decided to title my paper "Why Do We Vote?" because I kind of wanted to, one of the reasons that I'm doing this presentation or this research problem is because I want to shed light on this subject more than any other subject, because it's super important for us to understand what goes on when somebody says they affiliate with something politically, and why they do it. And I think people have this misunderstanding that people vote a certain way because they're a certain race or a certain age or a certain gender. It's like, for me, I wanted to show that it doesn't matter, that I really believe that going into this, that there wasn't going to be at all a difference between women and men and what race you are or how old you are when it comes to voting. And honestly, the biggest upset for me was that I wasn't able to find how age relates to political affiliation, because of the fact that there was too many results for my chi-square table. And honestly, I should have figured it out, but I procrastinated and didn't. I just was stressing so bad that tonight when I turned in the assignment, that I wasn't able to figure it out. But I hope to figure it out in the next socio statistics, and hope to continue this research question going into my future sociology classes, and hopefully I can figure out some more answers. But it was honestly really interesting, and I found that, like, because of all the different categories that went into calling affiliating with an independent political party, that affiliating as an independent was the highest voted or highest answered survey question, or highest answered affiliation in the survey. And I think that's due to the fact that were a couple categories, like independent but leaning towards Democrat, or independent leaning towards Republican, because of the fact that, because people don't want to lean one way or the other, they'd rather be somewhere in the middle. And I think that's how most Americans are. Is it's Most people are in the middle, and it leans one way or the other based on the election. It goes election to election how people vote. And honestly, that's why Democrats and Republicans do a good job of getting reelected every year, is not only that they're the two biggest parties in the nation, but because they do a good job of keeping people that are in the middle. They align with the other side enough to where they're able to obtain the people who sit on the fence at the next election, even if they don't, or they're voted in this current election. And honestly, after figuring out the results, I did see that there's not a really big difference between how people vote, at least based on the three factors that I did, which were age, race, and gender. And so, it honestly, for me, it I saw that there wasn't a big difference in any of the categories, and that people who affiliate politically affiliate that way because, probably because their own beliefs, not so much as, you can't narrow it down to women vote Democrat because they're women or men vote Democrat because they're men. You just can't do it. But through my chi-square test, I was able to figure it out and figure out kind of honestly. I found what I was looking for, but to the sense that I wasn't the logistics behind how I found it weren't like 100% solid, but I trust my work and I trust my findings. Anyway, here was my discussion. I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you soon.